Bob, talk to us about what exactly will be Paramount Plus. Is it everything content-wise related to CBS All Access, Showtime, Pluto, and everything else?
So thanks for having me. We're super excited about our announcement today, which is the relaunch of CBS All Access as Paramount Plus early in 21. And you think of Paramount, it's an iconic Hollywood brand, and this is going to be an exciting new chapter for it. The brand has a history of innovation and a legacy of producing great content, Academy Award-winning films, et cetera. But importantly, it's a brand that's always brought people together to enjoy the entertainment experience. And it has near universal brand recognition. So it's a great fit with the ViacomCBS global footprint. We will rebrand CBS All Access in the US in early 21. At the same time, we'll launch a set of services internationally under the Paramount Plus brand, starting with Australia, Latin America, and Nordics. We see this as a differentiated and unique service, live sports, breaking news, and a mountain of entertainment. So really excited about Paramount Plus.
How do you launch a streaming super service without disrupting retransmission fees on affiliates and cable as well?
So as you pointed out, CBS All Access has been in the market for a number of years now. CBS All Access includes the linear feed of CBS, and therefore we have a model which works in the context of traditional distribution of the CBS network, as well as over-the-top distribution through the CBS All Access app, which differentiates us, quite frankly, from our competitors in the broadcast space. So that's what we're taking and we're building it. We did what we call a preview launch of this product this summer at the end of July, where we took CBS All Access, we added 190 Paramount films, 3,500 hours of television from MTV, from BET, from Comedy Central, from Nickelodeon, and from Smithsonian Network, and really took the first step in broadening that offering to this super service. And we were thrilled with what we saw in August, a material increase in consumer engagement, strong double-digit percentage of the streams were from these new brands, and record streams for the month.
But surely you're going to be missing out on some retransmission fees because of this, and also some cable fees. How much will you make up from the subscriber fees, and what are you pricing at?
Well, in the context of our affiliate relationships, that business has gone from one-dimensional, like linear negotiations, to really a multi-dimensional business where, in addition to licensing feeds, we're now also licensing free apps like Pluto TV, which, by the way, is the #1 free ad-supported streaming television service in the United States, 26.5 million domestic users as of the end of the second quarter. We also license CBS All Access. In fact, we license both of them to Comcast, which is one of the biggest distributors in the country. They also license our linear feeds, including CBS. And we have an advanced ad partnership with them. So it's really become a very multifaceted business in a way that we can work together and create value as the market transitions.
Now, we saw, for example, Comcast Peacock saying 15 million subscribers now. That was a 50% growth rate in the last month or so. What is it for you guys, and how do you plan on building on that?
So we play in both the free space and in the pay space. We believe that allows us to serve the largest potential consumer base and have ultimately the biggest reach. On the free side of the equation, which is Pluto TV, at the end of the second quarter in the United States, we had 26.5 million monthly users.
Yes.
That was up 60% year on year. And on the pay space, our combination of CBS All Access and Showtime OTT and some smaller services delivered 16 million subscribers year on year. And we, in fact, increased our guidance for the end of the year from 16 to 18 million users. So we're pretty significant in both. And again, our plans going forward will take that to the next level.
Yeah, we were impressed with those numbers. Bob, how much are you planning on spending on Paramount Plus? How will you compete with the likes of Netflix's in terms of new content and keeping it going? Can you give us any concrete figures?
Yeah, so we spend as a company about $13 billion on content. We'll spend a little bit less than that this year because of some of the COVID-related delays. But we are big and increasing user of cross-company content. So you look at what we did with the preview launch of All Access going to Paramount Plus this summer. We added substantial library content from these brands. That's content we already own that we could now bring to another platform, which in turn increased consumer engagement and took down the average age of new subscribers materially. So we believe we have a very efficient model, and if you look at our MAUs and our pay subscriber growth, very effective model. We're pleased with where we are, and again, we're going to do this relaunch in 21, and we can't wait.
Have you renegotiated NFL rights yet? And with the knowledge that it might be a much shortened season, many games might not be played at all. And on that note, what about production broadly across all of your networks and brands? Are you prepared for a start-stop process?
So sports is important to us. We were one of the first back in sports in the summer with golf, which we produced in a very different way, much lighter touch, virtual way. That went great. The NFL, we're thrilled to have them come back this weekend. They've done a lot of work to enable those teams to play. We have a fantastic relationship with the NFL. In fact, we recently expanded our relationship with the NFL. And last week, we announced that we have, in fact, expanded internationally. It's one of the things we talked about doing conceptually when we put the ViacomCBS deal together. Now, our Channel 5 broadcaster in the UK is going to carry Monday Night Football. So we think that's a proof point. And by the way, that comes on the back of us leveraging Nickelodeon as part of the wildcard game. So twice with the NFL in this short history, we've already benefited from our larger portfolio. So we're very happy with our NFL relationship. It's mutually beneficial, and we do look forward to extending it over time, and I'm quite confident we will.
And just production more broadly, Bob, given that you're going to be spending, as you said, $13 billion on production. Obviously, SpongeBob is not going to be in theaters this year. It's going to premium service for a short while and then straight to Paramount Plus next year. What about the rest of your offerings?
Yeah, so just point of clarification, SpongeBob, Sponge on the Run will have a short PVOD window and then go exclusively to All Access, which will become Paramount Plus in the US in 21. With respect to broader production, we obviously had a point where production was largely shut down, but I'm happy to say that we are broadly ramping up production really all across the company. If you look at CBS, the network, interestingly, and much to people's surprise, we will have the same number, if not slightly more hours in 2020 in September and October, premiere hours that we had in 19. Now the mix is a little different, but we will have that, and we'll have the bulk of the broadcast, the primetime schedule on air later in November. Yes. Likewise, our cable networks have ramped up. We have the CMA Awards, the Country Music Awards this week, Wednesday night, I believe. So production is getting back to a good place. Mission Impossible 7 is shooting in Europe. That was a production we had to shut down. That's back up and running. So we're moving in the right direction. Obviously, we have some significant COVID compliant processes. But the good news is for our consumers all around the world, yes, we have fresh product on air, and that's helping us in the ad business, which, by the way, has improved dramatically for us from Q2 to what we're seeing in Q3. So we're thrilled with that as well.
Can you put a figure on that, Bob?
Well, we wouldn't put out a growth number, but I can tell you the improvement is very, very material. In fact, if you look at broadcast and the scatter market in the third quarter, volume is now double digits above what it was in prior year. And pricing premiums are higher than they were pre-COVID. So that market is very robust. Likewise, Pluto TV, our fast service, is firing on all cylinders.